Good morning. Rachel Remen has a clinic called the Commonweal Cancer Help Program. Each week she has a week-long seminar for cancer patients. And they come, and the first thing they do is they sit and they have a meditation time, and then they talk about the problems. And it turned out that Dieter was the first one to speak. Every week he would go to his doctor for an injection. Afterwards, he and his doctor would sit together for a while, and he could talk 15 minutes, no longer, until he came to Commonweal. The doctor was the only person to whom he could talk honestly, who understood the experiences he was going through. Cancer had changed his life. He now lived far beyond the usual, the normal, the ordinary. He often felt alone. Many people didn't want to hear about him or about how it was with him, and couldn't understand the things that were happening to him. Some were upset by the pain, that he felt the need to protect them from it by his silence. But his doctor understood. For 15 minutes each week he was able to talk to somebody who listened, who didn't need him to explain, who was not afraid. Dieter's life had been different. He'd come from East Germany, and he had always been a loner, and because he'd left everything that was familiar behind, when for years he was isolated and almost homeless, a refugee. Then he met Leela, an American, who gathered him in and helped him with her love. Shortly after he married her, he had been diagnosed with liver cancer. For some time now, Dieter had suspected that the chemo wasn't working anymore. So he went to his doctor and he suggested that the treatment be stopped. He asked if he could come every week and just talk. And the doctor said abruptly, "If you refuse chemotherapy, there's nothing more I can do for you." Dieter felt closed out and pushed away. When I talk about not doing chemotherapy, my doctor becomes business. We're usually friends, but when I mention this, friendship cuts off. He says he can't talk to me, that for friendship, it means a lot to me. And so Dieter had continued to do the therapy each week in order to have a few moments of connection and understanding from his doctor. The group listened very intently. There was another silence. Then Dieter said, "My doctor's love is important to me. It's as important as the chemotherapy, but he does not know." Rachel Remen says that Dieter's statement meant a great deal to her. She had not known either. For a long time, she had carried the belief that a physician's love didn't matter, that the only thing of value that she had as a physician was what she could do with her medicine. That medicine, but she said, I needed to understand that medicine is as close as love, that it's a science, and its relationship matters even to the edge of itself. So she had another connection to Dieter's story, interestingly enough, and that was the oncologist came to see her once a week and talked with her. And he would talk about his isolation and his loneliness and all that was going on inside of him. He said all he was a mortgage payment for his wife, a tuition check for his son. No one would notice him if he vanished, as long as there was someone to make the rounds and someone to take out the garbage. So here was Dieter, bringing the same validation, the same healing to his doctor that he brought to me. But his doctor was caught up in the sense of failure because he could not cure the cancer and he couldn't reverse it. How many times do we do that? Because we fail, we think we've really failed, but maybe our presence is just as important as when we're successful. I'm praying that I'll learn that lesson this morning and that you will too. May the good Lord bless you.